Chapter 4. Myra and Enoch. The young speaker, who was called Myra, very soon noticed the sensation her few words caused among the women, and thought by herself, "What will become of this phenomenon? The mothers and sisters are all of a sudden completely mute. Every face is an expression of great fear and indescribable terror. Something must be done. The otherwise noble mothers and dear sisters cannot be left in such a deplorable state. I already know what I'll do. I'll just go alone to Enoch, since the mothers and sisters do not dare to walk any further, and will be an intercessor for them. He will revive the strongly terrified mothers again. Yes, this is a pretty clever idea of mine. Therefore, let's put it into practice at once." Thought of and done has always been a good trait of Myra. Therefore, she immediately went to Enoch and told him everything. But Enoch immediately interrogated her and said to her, "Yes, but why were you so pert and thereby has put the mothers and sisters in such state of fear? See, just as you now have found your way to me, you should have found it beforehand, and in the name of the Lord have told me about the aberration of the mothers and sisters, in which case the matter could be settled along the way of love alone. But now, that you literally has prepared a judgment for your mothers and sisters by your too hasty words, it is not as easy as you might think." When Myra heard such from Enoch, she replied to him without fear, "Father Enoch, you are of course very wise, and at that the sole and firmly appointed high priest by the Lord himself. But I still think of not having made a mistake, because one has to respect the rights of God more than the rights of the people, if they do not match with the divine. The mothers and sisters, however, were lost in a blind zeal, as it already is so often the case with women, and have, against the divine rights, established among themselves false claims. And since I necessarily disliked it, and according to it, my inner sense of justice could not longer bear it, that the holiest, best Father in his masculine, most perfect image be reviled any longer, I came forward and just voiced my opinion. But for that, my mothers and sisters were so terrified by my few words, I cannot be blamed. Therefore, dear Father Enoch, you should not be cross with me, for I only meant to do good, but not in the least do any harm. You see, that I certainly love my mothers and sisters wholeheartedly, you can derive thereof that I, despite that the magnificent man also waved to me to come to him like the other four, and I also at once felt in me an almost irresistible urge to do so. I nevertheless, out of fear and respect, remained with my mothers and sisters. However, I also tell you, dear Father Enoch, with certainty, if that man again beckons me to come to him, I will not only leave all mothers and sisters behind, but the whole world, and hurry straight to him, because behind that man is more than just a man. That I know for sure." Here Enoch said to Myra, "Listen, you're terribly clever, as not easily anyone else of your gender. Therefore, it should not be difficult for you to help the mothers and sisters with your cleverness, if you really love them wholeheartedly. And Myra answered Enoch, "Yes, dear Father Enoch, judging from your always evasive speech, in the end I will have no other choice. On my way to you, I already thought about it, that the highest level of mercy will not likely be found here. If I only could get to that man, he surely will help me rather than you." And Enoch replied, "Very well. Behold, the man is in the hut, and the door is open. I will not prevent you to look for help from him. You therefore may go to him if you believe that he will assist you rather than me." And Myra said, "Oh, if only I may, because I am not afraid at all. Rejoice, you poor mothers and sisters, you will be helped without Enoch. Therefore, have courage. The magnificent man surely has a better heart than you, dear Father Enoch, and will not interrogate me if I am going to bewail my problems to him, but help me instead." Here she went determinedly into the hut,